If it wasn't involving them, they would address that. You know, if the situation that happened at No Jumper, right, was to happen at Marathon Burger, you understand that Wack would be calling everybody under the sun the police. Understand this now. Pay attention. Just reverse the roles, right? Because now Wack is saying Black Sam is them people. And he got all these documents, right? He's waiting for 2 more documents. That's what he say. He waiting for 2-3 more documents, and he about to expose with the exposers, right? That's what he said, right? But if the situation that happened at No Jumper was to happen at Marathon, you know what he be running a narrative on that, right? And say all these individuals was outside filming this robbery, pistol whipping, stripping, and beating, and ain't nobody been arrested in 15 months? 15 of them? So you mean to tell me we all seen this on video and they still investigating? Why? Huh? Everybody seen what happened outside of No Jumper on video, and they still investigating? They still need to do more research? They still need to do more looking into this? Come on, man. But this is the stuff that I try to tell people, because people got to wake up and understand. This is why when I tell people that Main Man is them people, it's facts. Straight up. You know, and then you got certain individuals that will say, well, how? What you mean? Have you ever seen a situation on camera go this long and nobody get arrested? People going back to the crime scene every week. It's a crime scene out there, man. That was a serious crime scene. And, you know, from my understanding, what everybody says, that Burbank is a serious area with the police. From what my understanding, everybody, oh man, nobody going to Burbank. No. Huh? Come on now. That's why you got to pay attention, man. These individuals are using these platforms to push narratives and distract you from what really is going on. You know, this happens all over the world on the internet, right? Certain things are going on in the world, right? But they use other situations to distract everybody from what's really going on. Yeah. Nothing else should be talked about up there but the robbery and the pistol whipping. That ain't nobody been indicted for, right? Come on now. That should be talked about. They haven't revisited that one time. Why not? Nobody's asking. Adam's not even asking that, though. Come on now. Adam's all about the content, right? That's what Adam say. He's all about the content. Adam's not concerned that nobody got arrested. He's being sued. He ain't concerned, man. Why ain't nobody get arrested? Now, if that situation was to happen to one of Adam's family members, do you think that those people would go 15 months? Nobody be arrested? It's black people, though. They ain't worried about that. Adam's always into what's going on in the urban community, right? He's always talking about what's going on in the gang culture. He's always talking about what's going on, rap, music, all that stuff, right? You don't want to talk about that? Wouldn't you think, though? We're just being honest, right? Wouldn't we think that if something like that was publicized on camera and Whack 100 public figure was there, somebody would be arrested? Or somebody out there is a part of the arresting team, and it's the reason why nobody's arrested, right? So the other individuals, right? Now this how you gotta pay attention to this, right? This how you know our world is corrupt, right? This how you know our world, is so corrupt, it's foul, everything. The world is nothing what you think it is. This world is nothing what you think it is, right? So the other individuals that was involved, right? Because it was a couple individuals that was involved. They get to live their life and run around, do whatever they doing. And they was involved in this violent crime that was publicized on the internet, but because the government feels like that Big U's case is more important than what happened outside of there, these other individuals, they get to run around until they want to get them. They get to run around, do whatever they want to do, live their life while somebody suffers behind this, right? And like I said, Marciano, 60 years old, damn near old enough to be Adam 22's dad. Straight up. Marciano is damn near old enough to be Adam's dad. Damn near. Adam, 42, 43 years old. He's old enough to be Adam's dad. Right? If that was Adam's dad that was beat like that and he was in a wheelchair, paralyzed, life changed, you think Adam's family would sit around for 15 months and allow some black people to run a network and they don't see why you guys haven't been dealt with this? Why ain't no charges been filed? Why ain't nothing happened? Hey, y'all gotta pay attention, man. Y'all gotta pay attention, man. You gotta pay attention, man. You gotta pay attention, man. All that shit that Whack is doing, it's a deflection. That's it. It's all a deflection. It's all he doing. It's deflecting from what really is going on. From him saying about him having the phone call with the feds and Big U and everything is a deflection. Man, there's something more serious going on, man. Straight up. That was an attempt homicide out there. It's an attempt. They said it was an attempt homicide out there. Attempt with a robbery. That right there can get you a long bit a vicious assault with a firearm, robbery. Come on, man. The Wack running around, him and R&B, they going to the gun range. You know what I'm saying? They going to the gun range. Yeah, that's what they on. Then they want to go talk about it. Now, you was outside when the situation got sticky out there, right? He was out there, right? But this is what I challenge the people out there that deal with Wack, anybody that interviews Wack, you know, anybody that sits down with Wack and talks to Wack, ask Wack, will anyone ever be charged with the no jumper situation? Is that situation just done? You know, is this going to be a case, the first one in the history of life that the world is going to see publicly of the assault where the evidence is right there, and then we all know that the feds said they got the tape. They got the information, right? They watched it. The feds say, oh, we got the tape, we watched it, yeah, we got everything. But ain't nobody worried about that. Come on now. Wack say he ain't do nothing. Hey, listen, man, y'all better pay attention. I tell y'all though, you know, I know Wack can manipulate a lot of people, right? And it's funny, you know what I'm saying? I laugh at it, you know what I'm saying? For the people that get manipulated by Wack and they believe him, because, you know, some people think that, you know, Wack is real and that he's telling the truth about things, and, you know, but the dude is all bad, man. Yeah, he's all bad, man. And it just shows, you know what I'm saying? When you really look at it, it just shows, you know, and we're watching daily, you know, but a lot of people have short attention spans, and, you know, I really feel like us as people, you know, we're easily redirected to different things. And I think that's from the way that they program us. You know, because we're all programmed, and when something's going on, you know, we'll all think about it at the time, but then it's easy for our brains to get programmed into something else, you know, if you don't pay attention. And one thing about me, I'm not easily redirected. You hear me? I'm not easily redirected. Not at all. You know what I'm saying? That's just me. You know, I'm one of them type of individuals, when I'm going one way, it's hard. I'm telling you, watch out. Like, go ahead. Somebody's trying to throw me off of what I'm on. Nah, go ahead. You're trying to call me, come over here, look at this, and I don't want to see it. I'm on a mission, right? And I've been on this same mission since it started. Yeah, I've been on the same mission since it started, you know, and been direct about it the whole time, because I know that someone should be locked up for that. Straight up. And anybody that would say somebody is snitching that's talking about something they put out on the internet, you've been mentally confused with life. You know, because there's people that, oh man, they act like you're not supposed to talk about what you've seen. But then they'll allow people like Wack to justify why he's talking about certain things. Nah, it's on the internet. Now that's on the internet. You can still go see that video today. We can all go look at that video right now. Anybody can go pull that video up and sit down and look at it. So if the video's on the internet, we're going to talk about it. I'm wondering why no one has been locked up for it. What's the reason? Is there a specific reason why that case isn't that important, but Big U robbing and extorting people is more important? I don't understand that. But I do understand it. It's because we know who's them people. Yeah, you know. And all the stuff that the bull does is to deflect from who he is. You know, that's it. It's the specific reason that he does what he does, to deflect from who he is. Yeah, we got the paperwork. We got this. We got that. You know, and some people still don't understand that paperwork doesn't mean anything in 2026. Yeah, you know. You just think about this too, right? The government controls the game, right? The government controls the game of the law, right? They're the ones that started to put the paperwork out. You think they can't not put the paperwork out? They control the game. The government is the game. So, you know, when I hear these individuals that say, oh, it ain't black and white, you know who started that game? The government. They control you seeing the black and white. Come on now. And what I do know, a lot of people haven't seen or known people to be in the predicament that Big U is, where they won't give you the paperwork. I do know that. A lot of people haven't experienced that, right? That's like, you know, when some people tell you about some of the things that go on in the world and you can't understand it, you're like, man, I ain't never seen that. I don't believe that, right? Because they've experienced some stuff that you haven't never experienced. That shit go on for a reason. Straight up. The mental, you know, our brains, right, are easily influenced and controlled. Straight up. So the game that's being played, they control the game, man. Smash the like button. You just came in the building, man. Make sure you hit that like button, man. That like button helps us out with this channel and helps the channel to go around the algorithm, you know, and I appreciate all of y'all. Facts, you know. It's their game, man. Understanding this, right? Understanding that boys them people, right? And the people that he's intertwined with control the paperwork. Understanding this now, boys them people, and the people that he is intertwined with controls all the paperwork. So if Boy is intertwined with the people that control the paperwork, why wouldn't they keep his name out the paperwork? They control it. Come on now. But what I've noticed is people don't understand that. They don't understand, you know, the game of life. A lot of people around here, they smoking, they drinking, they run around. They think when they smoke or they drink that it enhances their thoughts, when all it does is make them think this way, that way, and they don't understand which way to go. Yeah. They around here smoking, drinking, they all here getting lit. They don't know which way to go. The government controls the paperwork, man. They control what comes out. You gotta understand. You think that every year, right? Just catch this right here, right? This is a good one, right? You think that every year they come out with new technology for cars and different things in the world, cameras everywhere, license plates, readers everywhere, all across the world, for them to pick up information, to be able to see what's going on with technology? You think they not going to update how they deal with the paperwork? You think they not going to update how to keep you in the blind? Or you ain't understanding that part of the game? Pay attention. Straight up. Everything gets updated in life. Man, I'm too smart for this shit. Yeah, I ain't gonna lie. This is why they gonna keep these at a minimum. Because I'm gonna wake niggas up. And the way that I deliver is strong. They don't want me to wake people up. Hell no. They want people to stay blind, lost, manipulated, and not understanding what the hell is going on. Because it gives them the control when you lost, blind, and manipulated. You got people like Wack running around acting like they smart. But they acting like they got businesses that don't even exist. And people really think that the business exists. Everybody knows that SBGB TV is the platform that broke the information to the world with proven facts that the diaper company doesn't exist. Straight up. Everybody knows this, right? Manipulation. You know, Bull has a different job. His job ain't the diapers. No. Diapers ain't his job. Bull, the job ain't diapers. The job ain't none of that shit. The job is to work. All the other shit he doing is extracurricular activities. That shit he doing is just extracurricular activities, man. He has a job to make sure that he manipulates the people and make them believe something other than what it is. His cooperation, how he's working, and how he's involved with certain things. By telling people you don't see no paperwork. You don't see no paperwork. Yeah. I wonder when people will understand that that's the whole manipulation game. Don't worry about paperwork no more. You got to look at people's actions. You know, people's actions are showing who they are. People's actions are showing who they are, man. But like I said, man, I just challenge any of the podcasters out there that like to interview Wack to ask him, when do you think anyone's going to be charged in a no jumper situation? Or do you think anybody will ever be charged? You know? Ask him. Have you ever known a case that was public like that? And all of the people out there were identifiable? Nobody be arrested? You ever heard of that? Because I've never heard of it until this situation. You know? And like I told everybody, right? I knew the feds was lurking. I knew it from the door. I said, oh, yeah, this right here, it's the feds, right? But Wack tried to convince me, why would you say the feds? Wack said the only time the feds come is when you got points. I guess he thought I was one of the people out there. He thought I was one of them guys. Nobody gets locked up by the feds. I'm like, damn, I know niggas that never been arrested a day in their life and the feds pick them up. Wack say, nah, you got to have points for the feds to get you. Guess he thought I was Clubhouse guy. Yeah, I look like one of them, I guess. You know, but for real, man. Dude is showing y'all who he is, man. You know, he's jealous of Black Sam because Black Sam is doing real business. You understand what I'm saying? He's jealous of that man. You know, his main objective was to tear Nipsey Hussle's name down. And I guess he felt like that it was going to build him up. But didn't turn around. Black Sam kept his foot on the gas and built the brand up. And he's jealous of it, man.